Welcome to our Wellness Wednesday Health Show. I'm your host, Dr. H. Kala Hewlett from the Back Pain and Sciatica Center of Texas, where we offer regenerative pain solutions for your musculoskeletal problems. And today I'm excited to have in our office Bobby Stone from Iconic Nutrition. Bobby, welcome to our show today.
Thanks, sir. Happy to be here and glad to be in here getting some services done.
Very cool. Now, the reason that we invited Bobby on the show today is Bobby has, as I mentioned, a nutrition company. And we're in November right now, which means the fattest time of the year we're in the middle of. So between Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, like the trifecta of holidays, the average American will gain between 8 to 10 pounds during this time of year, just because there are so many delicious goodies that float around us. And it gets a little bit colder, the sun goes down earlier, we exercise less, so it becomes a perfect storm. That's actually why this is called cold and flu season. It's not because there's a magic box and the cold and flu bugs come out this time of year. It's because our body is more susceptible. The unhealthier we become during this time of year, we eat more junk food, we eat higher sugar foods, we exercise less, our body becomes weaker and is more susceptible to these bugs. So the best defense against cold and flu season is healthy nutrition, exercise, and so forth. But let's talk about before we get into nutrition, let's talk about your health journey. Like, how did you get involved in this in the first place?
Well, I got involved back in 2012. I was just a real skinny guy, really not very strong, and just wasn't really happy with myself, and started going to the gym, started working out, started talking to the local nutrition shops. I started getting into the bodybuilding industry. Within 6 months, I gained almost 60 pounds of lean muscle.
60.
60. Had a little bit of fat, but not much. But my strength went out the roof. I was very happy with the progress that I was making. But I hit a plateau to where when I was going into the supplement shops, I kept getting conflicting results from people of what's the best, what should I take, what should I not take, and just spinning my wheels and spending thousands and thousands of dollars that just it led nowhere. And that's why I ended up deciding I wanted to start my own supplement company, was because I want you to be able to deal with just one person. You're always going to have me giving you the answers because I'm the only employee besides my wife at home helping me with getting everything together. She's behind the scenes doing all the hard work.
So it really is a personal journey of trial and error. And I just know when I go to any nutrition store, and this is from the time that I was a high school to now, like, it's overwhelming. There's so many options on there and they all look great. And then I pick up the bottle and I'm like, okay, all right, that was good. Okay, that looks good. So I love it that you've been on this personal journey for several years now. You've invested the time, so we call it R&D, like research and development. So individuals, you don't have to go spend thousands and thousands of dollars on buying all these products and seeing which ones are going to be better than others. You've already done that, so thank you for spending your money and doing the research. And then you can bring, hey, this is what I found works really great, and now we can utilize that.
Well, and what goes along with that too is not only did I do that research of it, but I met the owners of the companies. I've met the people behind the people making the product. So I've gotten to know these companies that I carry on the website on a personal level.
So everybody, all the products that you sell, you've had personal interactions with the owners.
I would say about 90%.
I think that's great. Because, it's so important to know, hey, if I'm promoting this, I know these people, I know what they stand for, I know their values, I know the product and the quality of it. So I think that speaks volume to it. That is really cool.
Well, you get that aspect of it, but also too, you get the aspect of if there's a question that I don't know, I've got the owner's phone number. I can just call and say, hey, what is this, or how does this work? And I get that answer right away. I don't have to be put on hold. I don't have to go through customer service. I don't have 5 hours of sitting on wait time.
That is cool. All right, that's a nice benefit. So what are some of the big things that Iconic Nutrition offers?
Well, one big thing we offer from the best meal prep company around is up in Dallas. He's a friend of mine, Icon Meals. They have the best flavors that I've had in a meal prep.
Okay.
Most of your meal preps are flavorless. They're dry. You put them in the microwave. It's like, oh, do I really have to eat this? It's like being a bodybuilder and just having to eat chicken and rice all the time. It just gets so bland.
Can do so many times. Which one did you bring today?
Today we brought the chicken bacon primavera, which is for the keto diet, which has 36 grams of protein in it. And then we also brought some birthday cake pancakes, some bacon cheddar sliders, and a high protein peanut butter and jelly. The high protein peanut butter and jelly. Now, you've seen your peanut butter and jellies. Have you ever seen one that has 43 grams of protein?
I have not.
So you've
That's
got,
pretty good.
and it has very, very, very low sugar content too. So you've got a very healthy peanut butter and jelly sandwich that your kids can take to school if they go to a peanut allergy-free school.
Okay, that is good to know. Now, I know there's the value of the high protein. For those on our audience listening and watching today, talk a little bit about why a lot of these have higher grams of protein and what's the benefit of that.
Well, it's arguable that your body takes in a certain percentage of the protein that you eat during the day. I believe in a lot of the studies that I've searched, you absorb 10% of the amount of protein that you take in during the day. So if you're trying to grow muscle, which building muscle helps to burn the fat, you need that higher protein content. So in every single protein is going to be different. So you've got your isolates that break down within 15 to 30 minutes.
Now, you said something, I'm going to interrupt you, and I apologize, I don't
No
want to take you off train of thought. You talked about how building muscle, and this doesn't matter if you're a teenager saying, hey, I'm trying to work out, or if you're a senior citizen. We need lean muscle. We need lean muscle in our body. And so muscle needs protein, is what you're telling us, right?
Absolutely.
All right. No matter how old we are.
No matter how old you are, no matter where it comes from. It can come from plants, it can come from animals. It doesn't matter where the protein comes from. Our bodies have to have that protein. I've seen people that they've told me, all I eat is fruit and vegetables, but I can't lose weight. I just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like, well, what are you eating? How often are you eating? And then I find out they're eating just the fruits and they're eating salads.
And the fruits, which are high in sugar, even though it's a natural sugar, fruits have a lot of sugar. It's like, I call it God's natural dessert, is fruits. You get high sugar, like bananas are some of the worst on the glycemic index. I love bananas, but it's going to spike your blood sugar levels. And then what your body does with those elevated blood sugars, your pancreas goes to work, it elevates your insulin, and your insulin stores that extra sugar as fat.
Yep.
Right? So that's where someone can eat fruits and gain weight because of the elevated sugar in fruits.
Absolutely. And with that being said too, if you're storing fat and you're not exercising, you're not putting on the lean muscle by the proteins, then you're just going to get bigger and your muscle mass is going to get smaller. And 5 pounds of fat is a lot bigger than 5 pounds of muscle. So you're carrying all this extra on you that you don't have to have. And I tell people all the time, it's not about what the scale says, it's about what your clothes fit like. It's what you feel like. If you're happy, if you're comfortable, and you feel great at a certain weight, that's great. You don't need to worry about what that scale says. Like my doctors tell me that I'm obese.
Yeah.
I'm far from obese.
Yeah, because you have a lot of lean muscle on you. You know, it's funny you mentioned that 5 pounds. You know, for every 1 pound of extra weight that we carry, it puts an extra 5 pounds of pressure on the joints in our lower extremity. So for example, if someone's 1 pound overweight, it puts an extra 5 pounds of pressure on their knees. If someone's 10 pounds overweight, it puts an extra 50 pounds of pressure on the knee joint. So just that unhealthy weight, it beats the body up.
Well, imagine let's just say you're 10 pounds of extra weight in your midsection. Like you talk about with your knees, not only your knees, but your lower back. Now you've got 50 pounds of pressure that's being put on your L4 and L5 and your lower part of your spine.
Yeah.
You're going to have back problems. And that's where a lot of people, then they start leaning over as they walk. As they get older, their posture starts going away. It's just all that extra weight that we have ways of doing away with.
Yeah. I like that. That was a long way to proteins, but I hope that you guys got benefit of that. All right, tell us about some more of the products you're offering.
As far as I know, we're one of the only ones in the local areas carrying these protein Pop-Tarts. So we growing up loved protein. We loved Pop-Tarts. We didn't love the protein, we loved Pop-Tarts. But
I love Pop-Tarts as a kid.
Now we want the healthier version for our children. So now we don't have to feel guilty. Well, these Pop-Tarts, they have 9 grams of protein and less than 1 gram of sugar, you know.
Yeah.
And
less than 1 gram of sugar. Very important, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I love that. I'll have to get my kids. My kids got introduced to Pop-Tarts at Grandma and Grandpa's house. And ever since then, like, it's a guilty pleasure. So I'm like, wait till you go to Grandma and Grandpa's. But now I can get Grandma and Grandpa to buy some healthy Pop-Tarts. And that way they can still enjoy it. What else do y'all have here?
Now, our mussel sandwiches, those are, I like to put them in the freezer. I like mine frozen. So when I put them in the freezer and I take them out, they taste just like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So this will taste like a white chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup, but it's got 13 grams of protein.
All right, very cool. I love the snack bars. Like for me, and some of you may be like this, you may have a, healthy, maybe you eat 3 meals or 2 meals a day, but throughout the day, I get hungry like mid-morning, mid-afternoon, like I need fuel. So I like that there's these different types of snacks or bars where you can eat it, give me some protein, which will give me some energy to get through the next few hours.
What's the number one thing that people eat while they watch movies?
Popcorn. Yeah.
So if you're eating popcorn, now we have a healthier version of popcorn that has 10 grams of protein per serving on that. And it comes in 15 different flavors.
Okay, like this one's
the white chocolate peppermint.
Gosh, and I think you had some other flavors there. Blueberry cheesecake.
Birthday cake. We got cinnamon crunch. My personal favorite is the mint chocolate chip. It tastes just like a thin mint Girl Scout cookie.
Oh, okay.
And there's 4 servings in the big bag and 1 serving in the small bag.
I love it. What are some of the other things that you got?
Mussel Farms come out with M&Ms. So we have peanut M&Ms, we have chocolate M&Ms, and we have crisp M&Ms.
And how's this different than the M&Ms at the convenience store?
It's got 10 grams of protein per serving in it, and it's not much more than the cost of the bag that you're already buying at the grocery stores anyway.
Okay.
And these have less sugars.
Less sugar, more protein. Again, still a good
and affordable
affordable and good version of the M&Ms.
And it's got a good size too. I think there's between 25 to 30 in a bag.
And all these are available on your website?
Yes.
Okay, and then you ship?
We ship anywhere in North America.
Okay.
We ship to North America as far as the United States, Canada, and Mexico. We're also currently offering shipping to Russia and some of the other European countries, and soon we'll be branching out to even more.
And you mentioned
countries.
very affordable. I think like the meals we were talking earlier, you said on average maybe ballpark $10, give or take.
Yeah, between $7 to $10 average.
I mean, for a meal, gosh, I think if we like Panera Bread's down the street or Subway, you go to some of these places for lunch. I mean, I can't go to lunch for less than $10 at most of these sandwich shops now.
Well, and what are you getting at Panera and Subway? You're getting processed meats, you're getting high carb breads, and a lot of sugars that are added into it.
Very true. Very true.
So even though people think Subway is healthy, you're getting all that processed stuff in there.
You mean the commercials are a little bit deceiving? Different story. We're not going to go there.
We'll go with that
Deception in marketing sake. Okay, what else do you want to highlight on here today? Because you have a lot.
One thing I would like to highlight on today is, we with the current situation that the world is in, we need to talk about our immunity. There's a lot of things that you can do for immunity, but the most important is get you a very good high quality vitamin C. Vitamin C, I like to use the echinacea to go along with that, just to help promote the healthy white blood cells to fight off any infections. The worst thing you can possibly do is wait until you're sick to try to start getting healthy. You need to produce those white blood cells before you get sick. Black elderberry is going to be another high quality that you have to have for fighting off a virus in any situation, whether it be the flu or coronavirus or any of those.
Yeah. I love that principle. You want a strong immune system. That way, it's not if and when we come in contact with bacteria and viruses. Like our whole world, existence of mankind, there have been bacteria and viruses, whether it's flu season, COVID season, and looking back over the decades, there's always bacteria and viruses in our environment. And the question's always been, why do some people get sick and the other? Well, that's a longer conversation than today's show, but we know one thing that matters. The stronger your immune system, right? The stronger your immune system, the less likely you are to come down with those symptoms. Doesn't mean you're bulletproof. You may still get sick at times, but at least you're doing those things to give you a fighting chance. So,
well, and your sickness will be a lot less. Instead of being for 2 weeks, it's now going to be 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, the intensity is going to be less and the duration less. So I love that. Bobby, so many cool things on here. What is the best way for those watching our show today? What's the best way for them to connect with you, to check out your products online, and to order?
The best way to go is to go to the website, iconicnutritionsupplements.com. If you have social media, we're on Facebook and Instagram under iconic_nutrition_supplements.
Okay.
My phone number is linked to all those too. My email address, so you can find the website, you can email me, you can call me, you can text me, and you can do the same things on social medias.
Okay, awesome. And we'll put links under the page so that way y'all can just click and go to those. I love it because, like I said, you're the owner. You got a direct line to the owners of the majority of these companies. It's not something that you're just selling. This is something you're living. This is your lifestyle, and I can tell it's something you're passionate about. So,
Well, and how
very
many
cool.
times do you go into the nutrition stores and it's always somebody different? The person's no longer working there. I'm not going anywhere, not for a long time.
Yeah, and it's great that they have these teenagers working in stores because they need work experience, but it is the frustration where maybe there's a teenager working behind there and they're just there to get a paycheck and they're doing the best that they can. But again, it's different than someone who's been on the personal journey, who's invested time, energy, and money, and they're like, hey, I'm serious because I want to help you be healthy.
Absolutely.
So, all right, any last words of advice for our audience today?
Stay safe, stay healthy.
Okay, I like it. As always, be well, and until next week, we'll see you.